Welcome to QCC's Face the Region. Face the Region is produced by Quinsigamond Community College to assist our region in attaining educational, economic, and personal prosperity. Now, here's your host, WCRN's Hank Stoltz.
Good afternoon, I'm Hank Stoltz, and this is QCC's Face the Region on News and Talk Radio, AM 830 WCRN. We're so pleased today to have Lillian Ortiz with us. She is the Vice President of Strategic Enrollment Management and Student Engagement here at QCC. Also joining us is Cherise Connolly, the Executive Vice President of Scholarships, President of the Student Senate, and one of the commencement speakers coming up as well for graduation. And also with us, Kayla Patterson, President of PTK and commencement speaker as well. Thank you all for being here. If I could, Lillian, let me begin with a little bit with you, just if maybe you could give us a little bit of an overview of what we're expecting as we get ready for graduation here at QCC.
Well, we're so excited about this year's graduation. Our graduation is going to take place on Thursday, May 19th at 4 p.m. at the DCU Center. Our commencement speaker this year would be Dr. Sheila Harity, and Sheila is the superintendent of Massachusetts Regional Vocational Technical School District, and she's well known in the Worcester area because she's a former principal here at Worcester Tech and beloved by this community.
Well, she really is so well known, and so many great awards that came from Worcester Tech, and I'm sure you know a good connection between QCC and Worcester Tech as well. What, in your opinion, since we also are going to hear from Kayla and Cherise, who are both going to be speaking, to you, what makes a good commencement speaker and to reach out to Sheila to come and do it this year?
Well, somebody who's well known in the community, who's well respected in the community, who could speak to the qualities of our K through 12 system and how well they prepare our students to come to college, and that somebody who knows QCC. And she is known by not only our president, Dr. Gail Carberry, she's also known by our board chair, Sue Mailman, and many other people on our board, and so she came highly recommended as a speaker for the year.
Right. About how many people are graduating? How many students this year?
About 1,400 students will be graduating this year. Not all walk, but as far as qualification, we have students who qualify from the end of last year, August, and then there's a December ending class, and then, of course, a May class, which is the largest class of all.
Boy, that is fantastic.
It is.
Again, coming up. If you could just a little bit about your job, what it means to be the Vice President of Strategic Enrollment Management here.
Well, Strategic Enrollment Management means a lot of things. I oversee the areas of admission, registrar, financial aid, student activities, athletics, veteran services, and disability services, among other things. And my major task is really overseeing enrollment, which is the admissions and outreach piece, and then also overseeing aspects of retention as well as graduation. So I oversee a committee called the Enrollment Management Team, and it's a cross-functional team that's made up of people from frontline people to faculty and deans who serve on this committee and have now created an enrollment management plan that we'll be implementing this fall.
Wow, so over 1,000 graduates. How many people are enrolled at QCC?
8,000 students. On
8,000
average, we have
students.
8,000 students. So in any given year, we have between 7,500 to 8,500 students, depending on the year.
And of course, with all the different campuses now,
yes,
as well that they are.
Yes, we continue to grow and expand. We have a brand new Quest Center, which is our QCC Engineering, Science, and Technology building on the campus, and we're now providing tours, and we encourage people in the community to come and visit us over the summer so they can see that fantastic building with cutting-edge technology in it. We also have a downtown healthcare center and a workforce development board building where we have all of our healthcare programs, and that is also a fantastic brand new property downtown, making up sort of a quadrant of healthcare and education downtown and expanding the economic development opportunities down there as well. Southbridge continues to expand, and we have other future properties coming online.
All right. So, and again, everybody, graduation coming up. Sharice Connolly with us. Thanks so much for being here. So, how many years now have you been here at QCC?
This is my second year.
Second year, okay. Yep. So, it came in out of high school?
Actually, it came in during high school.
Yeah.
I'm a dual enrollment student, so I came here my junior year of high school, and now I'm currently a senior in high school, and I'll be graduating with both my high school degree and my associates.
Oh, tell me a little bit about that and about what that was like and why you decided to do that.
Well, it was great as a stepping stone to get a head start on my education. I was able to take all of my classes here, not just a couple, but you can do that as well. It was wonderful coming here. I love the environment. I love the student life here. I've gotten very involved, just like a high school student could have. And I just love it.
Yeah. Tell me a little. So you're the president of the Student Senate?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I was on Student Senate the first year, just as a senator. The second year, I decided to run for Student Senate president. I actually had to ask Bonnie if that was okay because I'm also a PTK officer, and she thought that might be difficult to have two officer positions. But I got permission, and so now I am an officer in both.
Wow. All right. And for those who were listening to us just a week or two, of course, we were talking about PTK, and Kayla, you're the outgoing president of PTK. You're going to be giving one of the commencement speeches.
I am. So I'm giving, actually, not as the PTK president, but as the 29 Who Shine award recipient for this year. And so I'm very excited about that.
Well, tell me about 29 Who Shine.
So the 29 Who Shine award, one student from every of the Massachusetts public higher education institutions selects one student to receive this award that have shown distinct leadership over the course of their time at the college and have shown promise to give back to the community once they graduate as well.
Oh, fantastic. All right, we're going to find out more about Kayla and Sharice and the commencement speeches that you're going to be giving, and give you any more details that you need about commencement coming up at QCC. We're going to do that straight ahead as QCC's Face the Region continues on News and Talk Radio, AM 830 WCRN. QCC's Face the Region continues on News and Talk Radio, AM 830 WCRN. We're so pleased to be here with Sharice Connolly, who is the Executive Vice President, Scholarships, President of the Student Senate, and also a commencement speaker, and Kayla Patterson, who is the PTK President and a commencement speaker as well, and 29 Who Shine. And Kayla, you were just telling us about that, 29 Who Shine. How do you get selected for that honor?
So as much as you get involved in a college, you're aware of your community on campus and the different leaders on campus, such as your college president, the different people that work around the college, see how you get involved in the different things that you get involved in. So Sharice and I, being part of Phi Theta Kappa, we have worked with the Worcester Public Library Bookmobile to fundraise $100,000 over 3 years for the Bookmobile to keep it on the road, and through various events such as fundraising and networking with different communities in the area. The people around you notice what you're doing, and you get selected by your college administration for that award.
Boy, that's right. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Sharice, not only the Student Senate President, but the Executive Vice President of Scholarships. What's that role?
So I am in charge of helping students get involved in finding scholarships through PTK. We have a website called College Fish. Sorry, I blanked on the name. And through that, you can find a ton of different scholarships for PTK specifically, but also for third-party scholarships and a wide variety. So my role is to help students find those and to get them into a four-year college with the financial backing that they need.
Boy, that's terrific. I mean, as you said, you came here to QCC. You feel that you had a lot of the experiences, a lot similar, you think, to what you would have had at high school as well. After your sophomore year, and this program was available to you that you could come to QCC, describe that a little bit for me. So, I mean, what was the decision like, and why did you decide that you wanted to come here for those 2 years?
Well, it was a really big decision. I had to decide to almost miss out on 2 years of high school, but I decided that I was mature enough to move on to the next step here at QCC, and I found a great family here that welcomed me and allowed me to thrive just like I would have been able to in high school, but more so with a higher education. And I was able to move on to the next step earlier, which will allow me to eventually reach my goal of getting my doctorate much faster.
Yeah. So you already have this goal. So you had this goal that was set. What's your next step after graduation? Where are you headed?
I am going to UMass Amherst to be part of the Eisenberg Business Program, where I will finish my bachelor's in business in OIM, and I actually intend to double major in psychology because psychology is my true passion. And then after, my dream is to go to Stanford for my graduate program in psychology, for developmental psychology.
And you're already working for that goal, obviously, and QCC has really given you that foundation.
QCC has been a great foundation, a great stepping stone. It has allowed me to not only come to college quicker, but it has allowed me to come in at a much lower cost rate than I would have been able to. Even if I had gone straight to a state school, it still would have been more expensive. And I couldn't just afford that.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit more, since both of you, of course, with PTK, and I'm going to ask you both in just a couple of minutes about your commencement speeches and what kind of message that you're going to be giving, but I certainly all that you have done, Sharice, obviously, is going to inform that message, and I'm guessing that your time at PTK and all that you have done here is going to be part of your message as well. For those, because we've been talking about the fact that you're in PTK, just in case, for some reason, they missed Face the Region a couple of weeks ago, tell us a little bit about PTK.
So PTK is short for Phi Theta Kappa, which is the International Honor Society of two-year colleges. It recognizes scholarship, leadership, and community service among those students to build them with the skills that they're going to need to improve their lives later on. And so by getting involved, you're able to build the skills that you're going to need and ultimately really better your life that way.
Yeah, let me ask you, just because we're going to get into a little bit about what your message is going to be for the students in just a minute. Just the fact that you're going to be going to the DCU Center, the excitement, the fact that your time here at QCC is coming to a close. Just your feelings over this last week of your college career.
It's bittersweet. I mean, I've been here for about 3 years, so I'm finally finishing up, and this is my home away from home. It's where I've made all my friends. It's where I've made all my connections. So moving on to somewhere else is a little strange because you don't want to leave, but it's so exciting to see what else there is.
All right. Yeah.
So.
And Sharice, your thoughts? I mean, 2 years and you came here, and like you said, you found a family here.
I definitely agree. It's very bittersweet. I have loved my time here, but I am so glad that QCC has given me the tools to prepare myself for the next step in life, and I'm so excited for it.
All right. Your families are coming and everything else. What is sort of is there a lot that goes on around? We know that they're coming up on Thursday is going to be the actual graduation ceremony. But Kayla, is there a lot that goes on over these last couple of weeks before then that you guys are involved in that happened before graduation?
There are so many things that go on leading up to graduation. We have various award ceremonies that take place actually at the State House that we go to prior. Wednesday night we have our honors and awards ceremony here on campus. Everything preparing, writing speeches, finishing your courses, final exams, everything leading up to graduation next week is crazy, but it's exciting.
Sharice, is that the same? I mean, you're just heading to the State House one night and the awards dinner the next night?
Yeah, I honestly think that even now that finals are pretty much over, there's still a lot left to do. I would say that these weeks are actually even busier than finals weeks.
Right. All right. Well, coming up, want to find out from Kayla and Sharice a little bit about the message that they are going to give to their fellow students, and we'll do that straight ahead right here on QCC's Face the Region on News and Talk Radio, AM 830 WCRN. Good afternoon, I'm Hank Stoltz, and this is QCC's Face the Region on News and Talk Radio, AM 830 WCRN. Sharice Connolly is with us. She is the Executive Vice President of Scholarships. She's also the President of the Student Senate, and she will be a commencement speaker coming up at graduation for QCC at the DCU Center. Kayla Patterson with us as well, PTK President, and also a commencement speaker. And Kayla, tell us a little bit about, I think you mentioned just a couple of minutes ago about the fact that, some time spent over the last week where you have to write that address. What's that been like?
Crazy. Yeah. So it's a lot of work, a lot more than I actually thought that it would be. You always want it to be perfect, and you think that you're going to be able to just sit down and write it, and then you go to sit down, and nothing that comes out is exactly what you want it to be like. You're going to be talking to a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of graduates there. I think Lillian said earlier about 1,000.
Over 1,000, right?
And so you want to say something that inspires each of them, because everybody in that room has done something really, really awesome up until this point. And so you want to make sure that it's perfect. And I think that sitting down to write it, it's hard to get those words out to make sure that everybody knows how special it actually is.
Yeah, I don't know if, when Lillian said that, 8,000 people, of course, are here at QCC, I don't know if people in the community always know that it is that big, because of course it is spread out to all of those other campuses. So you're going to be speaking to the 1,000+ graduates. And Charisse, what wisdom are you going to be imparting to them?
Well, for the last couple months, actually, I've been basically writing down any little blurb of a thought that I think might work in a commencement speech. So now I'm kind of just trying to tie it all together and make sure that, like Kayla said, they know how special this is for them.
Yeah, I don't want you to have to give the speech here, but this past weekend, President Barack Obama gave his commencement speech. Governor Baker was in Worcester. He gave a commencement speech. Mitt Romney gave a commencement speech, and they all kind of touch on different things. But one thing that I think that they all sort of had in common was this theme of going out and making a difference, that now it's sort of incumbent upon the graduates to go and find a way to change the world. And I suppose when you're putting it together, you want to start to avoid all the cliches and everything, but does it sort of come down to that in a way? That it is going to be the time for the graduates of QCC to take their place and go on to become leaders and begin to make a difference in the world.
I think one of the biggest points that I touch upon is talking about how you have not just received a degree from QCC, you have received an education, and they are very two different things. A degree is what you show as proof that you got this education, but your education is what you're actually going to be using to go out in the world and further your life. Another thing I touch upon is how you're not going out into the real world, especially here at QCC. They've all been in the real world for the last however long. So this isn't entering the real world. This is entering the world as a new you.
Wow, no, that's great. Now, when you say that about QCC and so many people here already being in the real world, talking in the literal sense about those who have gone and had life experience and are older, or also just in the sense that that what happened here at QCC is very, very real?
I think both. A lot of students here are older, have already had families and other lives other than their education, and so they, of course, have been in the real world, quote unquote, for quite a long time. But even those who are younger and who have come straight out of high school, even, they have also been in the real world. They have been through a lot in their life. Everyone has. So I don't like this concept of real world. We're all in the real world. This is just, you're entering a new stage in your life.
Charisse, how many other students, and I don't know if you would even know this number, but a number of other students who took their junior and senior years of high school at the same time that they were doing years here at QCC?
Not many students did both. Most students that I know are doing their senior year here. I know a few from my own high school as well as from other high schools, but you can do it at any time, really. I know some people who, I have had a 15-year-old in one of my classes. She was homeschooled, of course, but you can actually enter here at different stages in your life.
Yeah, no, that's very unique. All right, Kayla, again, you don't have to give the whole speech here, but some of the themes that you're going to be talking to the other students about.
I think very similar to what Charisse said. Everybody that comes here, it's a very diverse group of students, and so you want to touch on something that everybody can relate to, and so more focusing towards, you have all this experience already. You've done all these awesome things, and now you're just taking another step in your life. You're just bettering yourself just a little bit more now.
Yeah. So you still have over a week to go. So you're still sort of in the gathering
Still
phase.
Gathering, definitely.
So you figure next Wednesday around midnight, start to really pull it together.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
How does the program itself run? I mean, so because you probably know where you guys are in the program. So Kayla, I mean, like for example, when you come up and when you speak, do you both speak like one right after the other? Are there other speakers as well?
Well, actually, we haven't done the rehearsal yet. We will do that in the next couple of days. So we'll get more details involved in how the actual lineup is going to go. But as far as we know now, we are going to be back to back. I don't know who's going to go first. But I don't know much more about.
Well, it'll be a great 1-2 punch. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Kayla, what is your? We know that you're off to eventually get your doctorate from Stanford. And what are your plans?
So after QCC, I am transferring to Anna Maria College, where I'll finish my bachelor's degree in elementary education, and I'll do the third year and finish my master's as well in education. My plan is to work in the Worcester community as an elementary school teacher, and hopefully move on from that to travel to Latin American countries and teach English to the children there as well.
Wow, a lot of great plans from two wonderful QCC students. Kayla Patterson with us, Sharice Connolly as well. Just and I guess I'll begin with you, Sharice. Just your kind of your last thoughts and your final words here as you get ready to deliver the commencement speech, but also you get ready to wrap up your career here at QCC.
I am so excited to not only speak to all of the QCC community at commencement, but to say my final goodbyes, although they won't really be final goodbyes, as we all can keep in touch with our faculty and our friends and our fellow students. But I'm really excited to almost wrap up my time here at QCC with this commencement.
And lifelong friends, certainly, and particularly through all the work that you guys have done at PTK, and I know that's a tight-knit community within the QCC community. Kayla, this is it after almost 3 years and president of PTK, and now you're going to give the commencement speech, but this is it, the last week.
This is it. I'm also very excited. It's bittersweet to leave, but I'm pursuing a degree somewhere else after this, but I'll still work here, so I'm not going too far.
Very good. Well, we're lucky to have you. Thank you both. Thank you so much for being with us. And our thanks to Lillian Ortiz, who joined us earlier as we talked about commencement coming up here at Quinsigamond Community College. Over 1,000 students will be graduating. And thank you, as always, for joining us right here on QCC's Face the Region on News and Talk Radio, AM 830 WCRN.
This has been Quinsigamond Community College's Face the Region with your host, Hank Stoltz. Join us again next weekend on AM 830 WCRN.